Hello there guys, and welcome back to a brand new Star Wars Hunters update concept. Today I'm bringing you the concept for an update inspired by The Empire Strikes Back, making it the 5th video of the series. As with all of these videos, I'll start off by giving some rough ideas for maps that could potentially come to the game, then I'll move on to any potential hunters that could be added, and then I'll move on to any skins for the characters currently in the game, and lastly I'll wrap things up with any potential game modes that I think they could add. Jumping straight into it, Hoth is of course the first planet we see in the film, and it does already feature in Hunters, but it's only as half a map for the first escort map that was in the game, so we absolutely need to see some more. As with all planets, I'd love to see at least one map for each mode, so I'm really hoping we'll get to see a control map and a Huttball map as well. The control map could be inside Echo Base, or it could even be outside in some ice caves similar to the gorgeous map of Twilight and Hoth in Star Wars Battlefront 2015. And then for Huttball, I'd love to see that outside with some trenches and turrets. The turrets would likely just be there for show, unless you had some kind of pad that if you stand on it, it activates it for a short period of time. I think that would be a really cool gimmick, but it could also be a bit annoying. The next planet is Dagobah. This is an interesting one as I feel like it's probably a lesser known planet within the galaxy, and it's obviously quite a sacred place with the Force and very mysterious, so I can't help but feel like they may not want to add it for those reasons, but at the same time the swamp environment and the ambience created by the wildlife is so unique that it would surely have to come to the game. If it was, then I think it would be cool to see the Dark Side Cave incorporated in the map somehow. Perhaps it could be at the end of an escort map, or it could be the end of the first half of one. Finally, we have my favourite planet in Star Wars, which some of you may know is Bespin. With Bespin there are a number of options for maps. Firstly, you could have maps outside in the orange hue of Cloud City, or you can have maps inside the buildings with the white pristine clean interiors. One map I think we should absolutely have though is the Carbon Freezing Chamber map for control, and another one for escort where you could start escorting a carbonite block from the Carbon Freezing Chamber and ending it outside on a landing platform. If they were to do this, then I think the person in Carbonite should have some lore to them as well. Perhaps they wronged the Hutt owner of the arena and was therefore put in Carbonite to be used for entertainment. Moving on now to the Hunters, I struggled quite a bit for this one honestly, as again most people in the film already have characters inspired by them in some way in the game, so the best I could think of was just another bounty hunter of some kind, but I'm not sure if they'd really want to do that right away as they already have a bounty hunter with Amara Vex. I guess if they've added a bunch of hunters already, then another bounty hunter wouldn't be an issue at all, and in all fairness, a competition like the arena would draw in a lot of bounty hunters anyway. There's always a chance they could add a Wampa for a hunter as well, but I really can't imagine that happening given how big they are, and due to their primal nature they probably wouldn't really understand what's going on as well, so I think it would be best to leave it out, but I thought it was worth mentioning anyway. As for the skins, there are quite a few that I think would be really great to see. Zayna, for example, could get a skin inspired by a rebel soldier and rebel officer in Hoth gear, and rather differently a Bespin Wingguard. You may remember from my episode 1 concept that I said Zayna could get skins inspired by security forces, so with that in mind a Bespin Wingguard would make perfect sense. I think it would also be really cool if Zayna got a skin inspired by Han's cold weather gear and potentially Lando's outfit from Bespin. Sentinel could also get some skins inspired by the Battle of Hoth with a snowtrooper, an armoured Imperial officer, and one of my favourites, the AT-AT driver. Finally, from Hoth, Sprocket could get a skin for his chair inspired by the T-47 airspeeders, aka the Snowspeeder. Dizzy, the Ugnaught pilot of Slingshot, could also get a skin inspired by the Ugnaught workers from Cloud City. Whether or not you'd then get some kind of junk skin for Slingshot, I don't know, but it could definitely work. Aaron Tal could get an obvious skin as well. Sure, he's not in the game yet, but we do know about him, so I think it's best to include him anyway. Episode 5 is of course the first time we met Boba Fett in live action, and naturally I think Aaron should get a skin inspired by him. Obviously I don't want to see him wearing the exact same armour, but like the Jango Fett skin I mentioned in the episode 2 concept, just keep Aaron's armour the way it is, but change his colours so that they match Boba's. The final character that I think could get skins from episode 5 is J3DI. Firstly, I'd like to see him get a skin inspired by Yoda, where his head could be green to resemble him, and lastly I think he could get a skin inspired by Luke's Bespin outfit, typically referred to as Commander Luke. The only thing I will say with that skin though is it could easily be a skin for Zayna as well. I just feel like it's not very Jedi-like and it's more Rebel, a bit like his Celebration outfit at the end of episode 4, so it could work really well for Zayna, but then because it's worn by a Jedi, I feel like J3DI getting it would also make sense as well. Wrapping it up now, I don't feel like there's any game mode that could be added to Hunters inspired by the film, so that is going to do it for this concept guys. Let me know if you think I missed anything in the comments below. Thank you all very much for watching, and may the Force be with you always.